Hello everyone, welcome to part 26 of the Haunt Insider. I'm going back to some old haunts that I wrote down a long time ago, probably close to 4 or 5 months ago now, and I just haven't got around to using them in an episode, either because someone else sent me a link to one and I wanted to make sure I got a shout out for them, as soon as possible. But these ones have been on the back burner for a while, and it's time to get them out to you, so let's get started. Up first is the Chanting Corpse Graveyard. It's on the YouTube channel gmatochautube. Definitely look in the description for the link to that one, because that's a tongue twister. They have 2 haunt videos on their channel. It's 2010 and 2011. They have only like 15 subscribers, so, go subscribe, duh. Both of their videos they have up for their haunt are nighttime views. They start off with a good shot back from their entire haunt of their main cemetery gate entrance. They have a cool carved out sign for the Chanting Corpse Graveyard with some cool lights in it. The 2010 video I would say is a little bit better quality than the 2011. You can just see more of the props at nighttime. They're both good to watch. In the 2011 they did add new props and effects, but I prefer the 2010 one a little bit more. In the 2010 video there is a really good shot of basically a light trick prop that they did. They took a Grim Reaper and it looks like they put it behind a layer of fabric that they sort of drew a fake stonework pattern on, and the scene is there's 2 walls and a fenced-in like archway, and then behind that is the fabric, and then behind the fabric is a Grim Reaper prop. And the way the lights react and shine on it creates the Grim Reaper to appear and disappear. So that's what this clip is of right now. And there's a little description that goes along with it they're showing on the screen. And you can see the Grim Reaper appears, and I like the laugh it has. And then the lights turn back on, and it's just the fabric, and there's another shot of them behind it. Very cool. This haunt has a lot of great lighting. They have a bunch of lightning effects going on in different parts of the yard. They have a projected dancing ghost on a big see-through scrim out in their graveyard that looks really cool. They have just a lot of their lighting is timed with their music, and their music is really good too. It's really sort of more enchanting and spooky. They do have a pretty decent FCG that they said that's basically their first prop they'd ever made, and it's been there for a while. Always, cool to see a good flying crank ghost. They have a really awesome spooky tree out in their yard. I'm sure in the daytime it doesn't look quite as spooky, but at night with the spider webs that they have on it, and they have a little kid spider victim that they did, I think, a mold of their 5-year-old son by doing the duct tape wrap on him. Looks really cool. That tree is just, I don't know, something about a big spooky tree, and the tree itself isn't really lit. It's more of like shadowed, which I think they did a really good job of that. Like just the way you can just see the outline of the tree, but everything else is lit up really well. Again, this is the Chanting Corpse Graveyard, and it's on the YouTube channel gmatochautube. I told you that was a tongue twister. Go check them out. Up next is Mud Spider 8. That's the YouTube channel name. They have 13 videos on their channel that are Halloween related. There's haunt videos for 2008 and 2009. There's daytime and nighttime videos of both years. I think 2009 has quite a few more videos, though, for it. It is a really awesome homemade front yard haunted house. And it's definitely sort of like an old school feeling to it. And I guess when I say old school, I'm thinking of me as a kid, so early 90s, 92, 93, somewhere around there. A lot of their props are handmade store-bought props. What I mean by that is, you buy the mask and maybe like a cape or something, and you sort of put it together to form your own prop on, a stick body or something. They have a lot of that. There are mixed in, like, full store-bought props and just scenery and set pieces that they did. But it just has sort of that, did it yourself with your family vibe, but some really good scenes. I'm not trying to downplay, the quality or anything, but it's just, it brings back memories of from when I was that age, sort of putting together my haunt or around the neighborhood, going around the corner and finding that one guy's house that just had, a really cool walkthrough through his garage or something. Like I said, it's out in their front yard. It's a mixture of like plastic tarping. Looks like they might have like a tent they're using. There's a little bit of a corn maze going on. The little clip I want to show is of a little scene they did of, it looks like a floating skull under a black light against a black background, but when you get close up to it, it's actually a guy wearing a skull mask and a black shirt, so it looks like the head's just floating, and then the camera turns and they walk down a corn tunnel, and at the end of the tunnel is just a glowing ghost, like a skull-faced ghost prop, but it looks so cool while you're walking up to it through the tunnel. So here's that clip. There's the glowing skull that jumps forward to scare you, and this is the corn tunnel, as the guy just said, as I said it. And you can see pushing through the corn stalks. You have that bright glow. You can just kind of start making out the face of the skull right there. Very cool effect. Quite a few of their videos are scare videos of people freaking out throughout their haunt. Now some of them are a little blurry and jumpy and kind of short, but there are a few decent ones in there. They have only 12 subscribers, so please go check them out and subscribe. Again, this is Mud Spider 8. Woo! Now, last but not least, you're going to get 2 haunts in one. When I was doing research for that Pirates-themed Haunt Insider episode, I came across this channel called KeepHalloweenAlive. I didn't end up using it in that episode because they only had one video on the channel. It is pirate-themed, but I decided, to just keep it out of that episode. But I'm talking about it now because through watching their video on their channel, I saw a little, linked video on the side that was a pretty cool Halloween pirate ship display, and I decided to, just kind of combine them together in this episode right now. So, like I said, Keep Halloween Alive, one video. It's, now, when I first watched it, it's a night shot, then that goes into a day shot, and then sort of a breakdown of how they built their ship and their props and stuff. But the night shot is just basically sort of one panning swoop, and it kind of stops a few times. But it's a cool little detailed like front bow of a ship coming out of the ground and a crow's nest, and it looks nice. And the camera or the cannon that's firing, it has light and sound that goes along with it, and it's a cool little ship. But during the daytime, you realize that there's just not much to it, which I think is sort of even cooler that at night it just had such a grand atmosphere to it. So I'm going to show a little clip of that right now. I really like the lighting and the little bit of thunder you can hear on their skeleton, who's very slightly steering the ship. And there's light seagull sounds in the background. Very cool. Now, I know there's not much there in the scene. My favorite piece of it is basically that skeleton steering the ship. But another reason why I wanted to point it out was in the description of this video. They say, I'm just going to read it, help keep Halloween alive. It seems that every year less people participate in Halloween. Instead of trick-or-treating through their neighborhoods, kids are shoehorned into malls and parks to stand in never-ending Disney-esque lines for hours. If you don't have children, pass out candy. If you have kids, take them through the neighborhood and meet your neighbors. I like that statement. I don't know if I agree with the Halloween seems to be getting smaller or less people are participating. I think that there's more people haunting and doing props and displays. Maybe there are actually less kids and newer families that aren't doing what we all know and consider, normal Halloween, the trick-or-treating and stuff. And taking them to places like mall or churches or trunk-or-treats. But I thought it was, kind of interesting and odd. The Keep Halloween Alive, they have one video on their channel. It's a small display, but it's a sort of a bold statement. So the whole thing just was sort of interesting to me. Now, the other haunt that I found while watching this video is on the channel willeysam. And they have a really fantastic pirate ship they built. It looks like it literally could just go on the water. It looks like it was a little ship designed by someone that could be totally seaworthy. They have cool torches and lighting effects around the ship. Just good natural light, a lot of flames. So the clip I want to show of theirs is their badass ship. I think that's just a great little replica ship. Everything down to the little rope ladder and the anchor hanging off the side, to the little like cabin in the back. I think it's fantastically done. They only have 2 videos on their channel, and they're both of their haunts, one from 2010 and one from 2011. In the 2011 one, they have a cool animated pirate that's telling a story at the beginning of the video. They have just a lot of good background detail scenery pieces like crates and treasure chests and maps and things. They have, in 2011, they also added like a sunken ship, like the bow coming up out of the ground, out more towards the street in their yard, and it's just overall a really well put together detailed pirate scene. They're located in South Jordan, Utah, so go check them out, subscribe, and they're on the channel willeysam. Alright guys, that is it. We've come to the end of another Haunt Insider. Appreciate you guys watching as always. Keep up the good work of making all the Haunt Insiders go over 100 views. That's awesome. I really appreciate that. And till next time, peace.